everybody. It's Allie, and welcome to our Y&R chat for Sunday, July 13th, 2025. Is Kane going to poison Damian? No! Oh, in the previews, Kane poured Damian a drink. Then Damian is gasping all over the place, asking if there was something in the drink. Flash to the mystery train, and Chance has classified something as a murder. And Damian's not there. He's not in that scene. No way. I don't believe it. I feel like that has to be a fake out. There's no way that Kane is going to up and murder Damian. There's no way Y&R is going to up and murder Damian. Damian's probably not even the one who's dead. That is such a trick. Because Nikki and Victor aren't there either. Probably the person who died is Carter, the weirdo assistant. That guy, Carter, the assistant, is either going to be the victim or the killer. That I know for sure. He's too conveniently placed. And we're going to be so lost in speculation over the next few weeks. But we cannot forget, Carter did it. We're going to be spinning theories all over the place. And in the end, it's going to be that guy. So let us not forget that. Let us not lose track of the real truth. But in the meantime, Kane is going to be creeping around every single corner. He's going to be looking suspicious. Looking creepy too. Move over, Adam. There is a new vampire in town. When was the last time Adam sucked anyone's blood anyway? So Kane is really stepping up to fill the space. Think about it. Evidence that Kane is a vampire. Well, number one, he lives in a castle. And he doesn't let anyone into the castle where they could see that he sleeps in a coffin. Number two, he appears and disappears quite mysteriously. Number three, he mostly comes out at night. I think during the day, he wears birthday suit by Jabot sunscreen to fend off the sun. Like on Friday, when he had lunch in the maze, he was out in the daylight. But did you notice that there has been no garlic bread at any of these fancy dinners that he has been hosting? I'm telling you, vampire. Oh, and then there's the most obvious piece of evidence that Kane is a vampire. He can change his appearance to look like a completely different guy. I really hope Damian's not dead the second Lily hooks up with him. No, it can't be. We're just finally getting somewhere. Lily is so bitter with Kane. He's interrupting her life. She has got things right the way she wants it, and now here he is. Lily's dream this week was very telling, because she was in the dream just getting ready to get it on with Damian, and then poof, Damian's gone and Kane is there. He materialized into Kane. Damian turned into Kane in the dream. I hate that when that happens, when one sexy man turns into another. That is so frustrating. Come on, Lily, go with it. Just go with it. Now, I think it's totally representative of how she feels. I think Lily wanted to be moved on with her life, and now this painful part of her past is being unearthed and thrown in everyone's face. I mean, everyone's getting a front row seat to this whole humiliation. So, Lily did what any good girl would do. She went ahead and slept with Damian to seal that deal and distract herself from thinking about her ex. Kane did say, "Ooh, a perfume sniffing contest? Count me in." He's like so brooding and so dark. And then he was like, "Sure, I'll sniff your perfumes and tell you which one I like better." Oh my goodness. I could watch Kyle sniff Audra's neck all day long. I don't know about you guys, but my entire favorite part of being in France right now is watching the sexual tension between those two. And I did not expect to feel that way. Because where we left off on Friday, oh, it almost looked like they were about to give into it. The first time he came into her train car, he resisted. He was really trying real hard to keep it together. But the second time, they were celebrating the fact that Kane wanted in on their little media plan. They were toasting with some champagne, and it looked like they were about to seal it with the kiss. Oh, oh, Audra has laid this groundwork perfectly. Earlier in the week, when Kyle came into her train car, she slid open the monogram door and she was standing there in that light blue negligee. And Kyle said, "Oh, boy, yo, yo, yoing, I better get out of here." He was so uncomfortable to be in that room. He literally said, "I'll come back when you're dressed." Subtext, because I don't trust myself. And she saw it and she said, "No, no, I can change. If I'm making you uncomfortable, I can change right here, right now." And then she drops the negligee to the ground and she's wearing the sexiest breeches this side of the tracks. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She gave him no choice. She just dropped the robe and gave him an eyeful, and he was unable to look away. It was like he was physically magnetized to her. She looked so beautiful and he looked so dorky. I have to comment on the fact that Kyle was wearing a matching shirt and shorts outfit that it was gray and white vertical stripes matching top and bottom. It would have been fine for pajamas, but he looked so dorky. I don't, you never see guys walking around out, or I don't anyway, see guys walking around in a matching top and bottom. I mean, unless they're a little boy. He looked like a little boy. And that's just how I see him. A little boy trapped in this Black Widow woman's web. That's fascinating to me. But I do think he knows he's playing a game. And I think he knows she is playing a game. So they both know exactly what's going on. And it's all kind of lie and theoretical until one of them realizes eventually that it's real. Damian and Lily now realize that it's real. They had hawk eyes on that situation, and I am sure that Damian cannot wait to run back to Genoa City and ingratiate himself with Nate and Amy by telling them what a naughty, naughty girl Audra has been. Victoria looks gorgeous in grieving. The black and white cardigan falling off of her shoulders, worn only at the forearms. I'm grieving so hard I can't keep my sweater on. Sigh. I guess Nate will be helping Victoria pick up the pieces after learning about Audra's betrayal and Cole's unnecessary death. Ugh. I still say it's an unnecessary death because I just feel like killing Cole off in this way just doesn't really affect anything. We did a little mourning this week, and we'll do a little mourning when everyone else gets back, but effectively, all this does is give Victoria a reason to turn to Nate and give Claire a reason to turn to Holden. And I feel like Cole's life was worth more than that. Wow, Holden gave Claire his number this week. And wow, wouldn't you know it, Holden lost his dad to cancer a while ago. But he never mentioned it, because he doesn't like to talk about it. Even though his best friend's mom also had cancer, he just kept that quiet. Oh, thanks for the update, Holden. That is so nice to know. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I realized this week that I would rather have had Cole with a story than Kane. And it's not that I'm not open to all that Kane will bring, but I have to say, if I had to choose between keeping Cole and giving him a meaningful, mature story, or getting Kane, getting a new Kane and then this whole murder mystery thing, I honestly think I would have chosen Cole. Adam trekked back down the mountain this week after getting some very nice thank yous from the fam. Even Nikki. I did really appreciate that Nikki wanted to go back down the mountain with him. Yeah, right. What are you going to do? Wear the shoes that couldn't even get you through the maze without needing to sit down on a bench? Adam would have been carrying her the whole way. And who knows, maybe she would have liked it. Yeah. But instead, the family said, well, thanks, Adam. We appreciate the info. Now go ahead and get the hike out of here. Go back to Genoa City. Yeah, all the way back. You got to go all the way back. And just keep an eye on everything there. Adam had to be like, really? I am turning around and leaving this quickly? Can't I even stay a night? He didn't even stay one night. He didn't even get one croissant. Ugh. I do really love, though, that he's back in Genoa City already. I mean, can you believe it? Kane got to Genoa City and back in a day, and so did Adam. I mean, I guess that's plausible, right? It just seems so crazy to me. Halfway around the world so fast. Oh, but I like him being there. I like Adam being in Genoa City on Team Chelsea, sussing out Holden's connection to Kane. But he didn't even get to go into the maze. Adam's presence had to stay very secret agent. Only the Newmans know that he was even there. Well, no, the Newmans plus Phyllis. Because Phyllis walked into the dining car and saw Adam sitting there. But it was interesting that she kept that little bit of knowledge under her proverbial hat. You know, she and it is crazy because Phyllis is so thirsty right now. She is so willing to do anything Kane wants so that he'll give her a job that'll make her look good to everyone else. She wants to be Victor Newman's boss. Oh, keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. Nick tried talking to her about it all. He tried getting her to join Team Newman. And when that didn't work, he asked Sharon to talk to her. That was pretty great because Sharon tried going in all stealth at first, and Phyllis saw right through it. She actually said, "You know, Sharon, Nick is the one that has come between us all these years. And now we are finally building something real between us, so let's not let him do that again." That was so right on, right on. And Sharon agreed to it right away, which was great. She didn't keep pushing. She didn't try. She didn't really take Nick's side. She didn't betray the new girl friendship. She dropped the pretense, and she just tried talking to Phyllis, woman to woman. And Phyllis pretty much revealed that she's on the fence between the two camps. She knows that she doesn't really trust the GC regulars and that they don't really trust her. And she's been so ready to put all of her eggs into Kane's basket, but yet Kane's not really trustworthy either. He's all about, prove to me that I can trust you. And Phyllis smartly is realizing, well, wait a minute. This guy hasn't really proven to me that I can trust him. So she gave him the information that the Newmans knew he had left the mountain, but she didn't tell him that Adam was there. So she is holding something back just a little bit, hedging her bets to see who's really going to come out on top here and then decide what's best for herself then. It was only a matter of time until Jack and Billy blew up again. And now that time has come. I'm sorry, I think Jack has a right to be upset here. He funded a business for Billy. Sight unseen, full trust, blank check. Jack gave Billy, not just money, but that trust. Believing that Billy was going to build a business using the family name and that he was going to use it to create a better life for himself. And now Billy has tossed that business and the family name right over to his latest girlfriend while he pursues revenge on Victor. Now, there is something that Jack can relate to. And Billy was very quick to throw that back in Jack's face, as if Jack failed at the thing that Billy now intends to do, which is to bring down Victor Newman. I do like that conflict, really, because it's a very full circle moment for Jack. Jack's now warning Billy to not do the thing that he spent his life doing. It's hypocritical. It's completely hypocritical, which gives Billy a perspective. Plus, Jack's the one who sowed the seeds with Victor long ago. And, as far as Billy sees it, he's here to harvest them. So I do also have empathy for Billy's position. Billy's all passion. He's all passion. And I love that about him. That's one of the reasons he's so interesting. He's a lot like Jack used to be. But the problem with that is that Jack always ended up shooting himself in the foot every time he tried to pursue revenge on Victor, and that's exactly what's going to happen to Billy too. There is no winning when it comes to battling Victor. There is only
shades of loss. I also feel for Sally in all of this, so I want to give her some love and attention. I think that Sally is also someone who is guided by passion. She and Billy have that in common, and that's probably why they're attracted to each other. It was the passion that led her into Billy's whole world. She let go of her whole own career to follow him down this path. And yes, she made that decision willingly, but she also made that decision with trust. She trusted that Billy was going to follow through on his word. She trusted that they were going to build something together. And now he's kind of bailing out, leaving her holding the bag, which might sound okay to her at first because, hey, she's getting a CEO title out of it. But it is so temporary, and it makes her look so temporary. She's really lost all of her power in this situation. Billy holds all the cards, even with this cocktail napkin contract that he signed. He is still the one who decides when she's CEO, or when she's COO, or when she's out. So Mariah smothered that guy with a pillow. Well, I'm sure he had it coming somehow. I'm sure it was fully justified. Or maybe not. Maybe she just smothered him because she snapped. Either way, I'm glad that Tessa put her foot down this week. That felt like the bigger turning point to me. Mariah putting out the lights on some guy that I don't know. I mean, But Tessa finally saying, I'm not going to do this anymore. Now that moved me. Why should Tessa continue to fight for a relationship if Mariah is not going to? Even now, knowing that she killed a guy, I don't see a reason she couldn't tell Tessa about it. Yes, it's horribly embarrassing. Went on a business trip, came back a murderer. I mean, gee, and who knows what lengths she had to go to dispose of the body. But still, look, we've seen way worse. And so has Tessa. Tessa is no wilting flower. Tessa could handle the truth. And perhaps Tessa could bring some light to the situation. That is what a partner does. I can only imagine that Mariah is thinking, I have to shield my family from this. And the only way that I can do that is to sacrifice myself, is to keep them in the dark, keep this to myself, and sacrifice myself. But dang, when are we going to get some internal dialogue on that? I need Mariah's perspective here. We know what happened, more or less. Now we need to know what's going on in her head. I didn't cry when Cole died. But when Danny dropped to one knee, I said, uh-oh, there goes my moisturizer. Oh. Here is what I love so much about Danny and Christine. They are both mature adults, but they both have such youthful spirits. It's like they never lost that. It's like they never became old and jaded. In so many ways, they are both still the same two kids, sitting at the soda shop with their whole lives in front of them. I mean, that is magic. That is some magic. Because they've been through it all. By the time I started watching Y&R in 1993, Danny and Chris were already on the downward slide, and Phyllis was right around the corner. So when Danny apologized to Christine for the mistakes he had made, I wanted to scream, "It's not your fault. It's not all your fault. That I know. That I experienced firsthand. It was Phyllis. She was relentless. If she hadn't drugged him and duped him into thinking that she had his child, then maybe Danny and Christine would have lasted. I mean, it's a soap, so they wouldn't have, but still, in theory. It was a beautiful proposal. It was a beautiful tribute. Danny had laid out a bunch of covered dishes, each one symbolizing a memory from the past, leading right up to the ring. She had to know that was coming, right? With each uncovered dish, she had to be thinking, is he about to propose to me right now? Actually, the second that he revealed that he made the sauce, she should have realized the proposal was coming. He made the sauce. Oh. Those flashbacks were really precious. How rare it is to be able to film a love story and show a 40-year-old flashback right along with it. The soda shop, the rehearsal space, the apartment. I want to say that Danny and Christine had two different apartments because they referenced the one with the lift. And I know that one from flashbacks. But I think maybe the one at the Christmas episode where they were putting up the tree was different. I feel like they had the warehouse loft, and then later they got a more mature place after they got married. And I feel like that one had a spiral staircase. I'm just pulling from memory. I probably could have stood to see some more Hawaii shots from their honeymoon because that was so iconic. But I don't remember seeing as many scenes of them from the pink hotel room, of him giving her the custom-made bracelet. Oh my goodness, can you even imagine walking into your honeymoon suite today and it's painted completely pink with no irony? Oh, it was so gorgeous. It had such personality. Just visually, the way that looked was gorgeous. And it was a real full circle moment. I really hope we get to see the wedding. And I also really hope it's not at Society. I can't have an engagement and the wedding both be at Society. Would it be too much to ask for an outdoor wedding? But it cannot be green screen. That's my one thing. I cannot be a green screen in any way. Oh, hey, I know where we could hold the wedding. I know this beautiful place in the south of France with a beautiful hedge maze. I love a good mystery, but the suspense is killing me. Who said it? That really could have been anyone at any time on this show this past 3 weeks. Maybe even next week too. I love a good mystery, but the suspense is killing me. If you think you know and you'd like to find out, go to yrchat.com. Let's take a look at some comments. Diana says, like the other chatters, I very much enjoyed Danny's proposal to Cricket at Society. I especially enjoyed the flashbacks of them when they were young. I look forward to their wedding, and I'm trying to think of where it should be held. I think Y&R should build a special outdoor set for this occasion. They could get married at the park, as they've added a lot of flowers to that set, which looks very pretty. Another option would be the athletic club. That set's very large and would be nice for a wedding. As I'm talking about sets, I think it would be awesome if Y&R gave us the set where Danny and Cricket first lived after they got married. Danny even mentioned it when they were reminiscing at Society. Danny was telling Cricket that he wondered if their old apartment with the freight elevator still existed. Christine replied that it was probably a strip mall now. I found that comment to be a little surprising, as one would think if Genoa City was a small town, at least one of them would know what happened to it. Having said that, it would be awesome if, after the wedding, Danny surprises Cricket by telling her he has a surprise wedding gift for her. He puts on a blindfold and then lifts it up, and when they get to their destination and we see this classic set revealed, their old but newly renovated apartment with the elevator, the jukebox included. Surprise, not a strip mall. Nikki got her home back. Why not Christine? That is beautiful, Diana. I love that so much. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? If it was like surprise, a sort of upgraded version of the old apartment, just like we did with the ranch. Oh my goodness, 2025, restoring old sets. Wouldn't that be wonderful and romantic? Oh, but Gary asks the real question here. Will Paul Williams race in to stop the ceremony? Ooh, that it would really be the move, wouldn't it? To at least bring Doug Davidson in for the day and have him peeking around the bushes at the wedding. Something that would really send the fans into a tizzy. Well, hey, let's look at our poll question from last week, because I asked you guys, who do you think will cheat first, Claire or Kyle? This is kind of surprising, but 61% of you picked Claire as going to be the first cheater. 35% of you picked Kyle as the first cheater. One vote went to both. Connie says, I think both will cross the line emotionally, but I don't see a sordid affair because Kyle is legally bound. Claire is morally bound, and Audra knows that losing Nate would be a huge mistake. Yeah, maybe just the seeds of doubt will be what comes between them. That's a good point. Marianne V picked Kyle to cheat first. He has more experience, and Audra will be hard to resist. Claire isn't looking for sex. She's looking for comfort from Holden, especially now that Cole has died. Oh yeah, good point. Tony says Kyle's agreement with Victor that he wouldn't break Claire's heart. So Claire will cheat first, and she will want Kyle's forgiveness. Kyle would break her heart if he didn't forgive her. He wouldn't be the cheater, but then he would still have to endure and forgive to not break her heart or his bet with Victor. Oh, yeah. Yeah, break Claire's heart is so vague. It could be anything. It could just be not forgiving her for what she did. Good point. Well, Russell says Audra's scheme to get Kyle into a compromising situation would have been a lot easier in the old days of Y&R. Back then, she would just spike his drink and knock him out, strip him down, and take pictures of them together in bed. Easy peasy. Russell, that's so funny. Yeah, right? That really would have been it. Speaking of Phyllis and the Danny and Christine thing, she did drug him and just made him think that they slept together. Back in the old days, easy peasy. Yep. Speaking of the old days, Connie says, well, let's hide the baby bump tricks again. Am I tacky to think that writing the pregnancy into the script would be more interesting? No, I don't think so at all, Connie, because we're at this point, we're all thinking it. I mean, Crystal Khalil, she does that. This is the thing. She doesn't look pregnant to me. I would never, if they had not been putting bags and floral arrangements in front of her, I never would have noticed even the smallest difference in her body. So it's like, it's just this big glaring red flag that I can't unsee now. I feel like they've made it more obvious by trying to not make it obvious. Oh, Russell says the murder was teased in the previews. It looks like Kane drugged or poisoned Damian. Surely he is not dead, but locked away somewhere with the appearance that he died. I was glad to see Chance was talking to the group so he wasn't killed. I'm hoping he will come back to Y&R someday. Ooh, I hadn't thought of that, Russell. Maybe Kane just has Damian locked away in a dungeon somewhere feeding him rats. So there is no real murder. But where do the knives come into play? Because Damian had his fingerprints all over those knives. Is that just a trick? I don't know. Well, Brent says the fact that Phyllis didn't reveal the secret about Adam to Kane tells me that despite assurances to Kane, she is on no one's side but her own. And she made that point to Sharon, too. And I love it. Billy was, of course, a dummy to fire her. And speaking of whom, yay for Jack for warning him. I keep waiting for Billy Boy to exceed everyone's expectations, but he cannot get out of his own way, can he? Oh, Brent, I know that's the thing. Billy does seem to be having a hard time getting out of his own way. I love what you said about Phyllis, but I think maybe Jack versus Billy would be a really good poll question for this week. I mean, does Jack have a right to be furious with Billy right now, or does Billy have a right to think that Jack gave him the business, gave him the ability to run the business as he sees fit, and now Jack's stepping back on that deal. So yrchat.com, let's get a Jack versus Billy poll going this week. Oh, but back to Phyllis. Victoria says, I thought Nick grabbing Phyllis's arm in that way was too much. But we have to wait and see Phyllis's reaction. If Kane doesn't let them leave soon, they may pick each other off one at a time. Oh, Victoria, I was wondering if anybody else was going to zero in on that. Because the guy grabbing the girl's arm to get her to not leave, it's one of those antiquated moves where you look at it, and you wouldn't have thought twice about it watching the show 20 years ago, but you look at it now and it's a little, I don't hate it. It doesn't, it didn't feel abusive in any way to me, but it is a little more aggressive than we're used to seeing. Gary says, poor Victoria, no man but daddy to love. She has become such a sensitive, nuanced character in her time away from her previous. Well, what's left but to re-enter the cutthroat world of big business and reassume her place? Maybe Ashby can give her a job. Oh, Gary, burn, because it's so true. No man but daddy to love, and now maybe she's going to have to get in on the Kane train to get a story. Well, this is interesting because Sherrod says, I just rewatched Thursday's episode and I think Cole Howard staged his death. I believe he's working with Kane Ashby. Wow. And Steven says that's my theory too. I don't think Victoria or Claire are in on it though. That's so interesting. I never would have thought of that in a million years, that Cole would have staged his own death and working with Kane. Wow. I wonder if there is any chance that Y&R would find a way to bring Cole back. It seems so final, Death always seems so final when you're in it, but then you have to remember, oh yeah, it's a soap. Dead is never dead forever. Oh, while Daisy says, I wish Mariah would tell Tessa what she remembered. Keeping this secret seems to be making things worse for her. Mariah may not remember exactly what happened, so talking things out with Tessa may help her with that. And then she could deal with what actually happened with support, along with a good lawyer. I still wonder, though, if this has something to do with Ian Ward. Either she thought the man was Ian, or it was Ian. Also, because she was drunk, the guy may not be dead. Mariah, though, seems to really need help before things get worse for her. Yeah, and Gary says, did Mariah go into a hallucination and think she was killing Ian Ward with plastic surgery? How else is it to explain it? Or is that Ian Ward with plastic surgery? Yeah, we've got a real mystery here, you guys. And either way, I think, Daisy, you make a good point that, gee, talking it through with Tessa might reveal some things that Mariah hasn't considered. So I do really look forward to getting her internal perspective on that. That part to me is more interesting than the mystery. We're going to have the whole mystery with Kane. I want to know what's going on inside Mariah's head. Well, let's end up on some fashion notes because Michelle says on Wednesday, Billy was rocking those shorts. It stuck with me as odd to see bare legs out in public on one of the guys, but I'm not complaining. Yeah, we've seen a lot of legs on the men that we don't really get in Genoa City. And oh my gosh, Sharon W. says, Billy needs a matching shirt like Kyle's to sleep in. It's so funny because Kyle's outfit was truly ridiculous. Sharon W., I am glad I wasn't the only one. I love all the shorts, but the matching top and bottom, it looked like a pajama set. You know, I mean, it's cute for around the house for your pajama set, but I don't know if I'd go out of the house looking like that. It's also funny too, because thinking about the shorts on all the guys, it's like all these, all these bare legs on the guys, and it's above the knee even sometimes. I've noticed that over the years, men's shorts have gotten longer. I mean, usually the men's shorts these days drop below the knee. And yet women's shorts have gotten a lot shorter. Some of the shorts I see some ladies walking around with are pretty short. So I'm like, well, and then I look back, I'll watch some old TV show from the 70s, and the guys were wearing shorts that were like obscenely short. And I'm like, wow, this trend has really reversed over the years. Men's shorts have gotten longer. Women's shorts have gotten shorter. Who decided that should be the case? It sure wasn't me. I would never have made such a decision. How about short shorts for all? um, well, everybody, I think that's a YNR chat for me for this week. Just a little bit of news from me personally. Um, well, my dad is in the hospital, and I'm going up to see him today. So I'm recording this YNR chat a little quicker, a little more bare bones. Um, I'm not exactly sure what will be required of me moving forward within the next week and beyond, but of course I'm still committed to YNR chat. You might notice it is possible I might have a little trouble getting things up at the website every day, as I usually do on time, but I will be watching, and I will still be updating, and I will talk to you guys, I'm sure, by next week. If anything happens and I absolutely can't do a YNR chat, I do have my email that I could send out and just let you guys know if for some reason I don't have access or I'm absolutely unable. I do have your emails, so nobody's worried about me. But still, yrchat.com is where I will still be updating as much as I can. yrchat.com/storylines if you would like to be on my email list. I will use that sparingly. I'm not trying to send everybody updates about every little thing. But if there was an emergency, that is, I would send it out there to you too. And other than that, I will continue on, and I will be hopeful that I will be able to see you guys next week. I love you, and I hope you have a good week. I'll see you next time. Bye.